Welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead and talk about the new Magic Trackpad that Apple kind of released with the new iMacs. And weirdly enough, you still can't purchase these things like side. You have to go buy them from the M1 iMac. Just like how the space gray, trackpads and all this stuff were more expensive, but also only came out for the iMac Pros. But I'm actually kind of indifferent about this new Magic Trackpad. Now, I will tell you, going from the original Magic Trackpad to the Trackpad 2, that was a massive change, one of the biggest changes ever. And to be honest, as long as the Magic Trackpad 2 functions, it is a timeless trackpad for sure. Apple could keep selling this thing like 10, 15, 20 years from now, and I don't think it would age that well. Unless you throw wireless charging on here, I really don't think it's going to be that big of a difference from this trackpad to the other ones. And with the Magic Trackpad 3, I actually think in a way it's almost like a downgrade. It's kind of feels less premium than the Magic Trackpad 2. Visually, there is a little bit of a visual difference, but that's actually something that threw me off. I was not expecting the Magic Trackpad 2 to actually be more premium than the Magic Trackpad 3. Now, looking around the Trackpad 3, you can see that the biggest visual difference is that the Trackpad 3 is actually, having more rounded corners. So I think that's kind of a cool thing, if you're into it. It's not really that big of a difference to me, but you may be somebody who wants something that, has more rounded corners. I don't see why that would even be the case. I'm actually super indifferent about it. In terms of thinness and thickness, also almost the same. When I look at them side by side, there really isn't that big of a difference. So you still have roughly around the same functionality. On the top, you do have, or on the front, you do have obviously the on-off switch, and you do have the lightning port there as well. That has not been switched over to USB-C. It's still exactly the same, no battery powered or anything like that. So very, very happy to see that. But you do see that I do have the blue model of the Magic Trackpad, and I think that's a really cool thing. Apple has actually, transitioned every single trackpad to having, the color suited for its iMac. So I think that's an awesome thing. I love seeing things like that. I don't think that's that big of enough reason for me to go and upgrade to that specific, Magic Trackpad, but I think it looks great and I don't have that big of a problem with it. I will tell you though, on the bottom, this is where the thing kind of throws me off a little bit. So previously on the original or the Magic Trackpad 2, you had this kind of I don't know what it is. It's definitely not glass. It feels more like plastic, but it definitely felt really good in the hand. On the Trackpad 3, it kind of is more like the Magic Keyboard 3, where it feels kind of like cardboard, and it feels just like the back of the Pixel 5, so I think it's like a weird type of aluminum or something like that. But on the Magic Trackpad, it definitely doesn't feel that great. I feel like it could, if I got water on it, it would soak up, which is very strange. I feel like, it feels just like the Magic Keyboard 3, and it's not really that big of a deal to me because you're not really picking it up and feeling it in your hand. You're only messing with it once or twice, and that's it, to pick it up and then to throw it away if you're ever going to stop using it 15 years from now. But I do think on top of that, having a Magic Trackpad 3 with the back feeling like this, it really isn't that big of a deal, but it just doesn't feel as premium as my Magic Trackpad 2, which, as I mentioned before, is a very strange thing. I was not expecting it to feel worse than that. But in terms of that essentially covers up the outside of the specific trackpad. Functionality-wise, though, it's almost exactly the same thing as my previous, Magic Trackpad. It's a very solid feeling trackpad. It feels really, really good in the hand. I've had few complaints about Magic Trackpads, even the first one after messing with it, and time after time, it is one of the best things I've ever bought. It just showcases to me how good Apple can do in terms of just creating these functional and, productivity type of devices. Things like the Magic Trackpad, the Magic Keyboard, even AirPods. Those things are just you just connect to them one time and have very few issues. AirPods are a little bit different, but the Trackpad 2, you connect it just via Lightning and you're able to use it just like any other Magic Trackpad. And I feel like it's just as, premium. I feel like it just is responsive. I don't really have too many issues with it, and I don't really think I would upgrade from a Magic Trackpad 2 to a Trackpad 3. Just doesn't really make too much sense. They do almost exactly the same thing. It's just a bigger visual difference. Do you like those type of colors? And do you like the more rounded corners? Well, if that's the case, then pick up the Magic Trackpad 3. I didn't see that big of a difference in terms of battery life. These things last for almost months in a way. So you're probably within a day or two, they're going to die of each other. So it's not really that big of a deal. But I will tell you, I like the Magic Trackpad 3. It comes, with an iMac if you, spend a little bit more money on it. And I think it's a good option. But I do like my original Magic Trackpad 2. I think this trackpad 2 feels really good. It's one of my favorite things out there, and I use it on an everyday basis. So take it as you will, but that's essentially how I, kind of sum up this specific keyboard. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.